What is up? What is up? What is up? Sorry for the delay. Got to you just a minute or two after I said that I was going to on the Discord. I didn't realize there were so many people to pull off of IR and get these rosters correct. So appreciate everybody being on. Welcome Nagy Nation. Phil Nagy here for Nagy on Sports. Without further ado, it will be the first of our 3 NFC Wildcard playoff sims. Again, already kind of told people in the Discord we'll not be able to do the AFC because the matchups are all screwed up because of the Week 17 no contest between the Bills and the Bengals. If I force one it for the Bengals, then it would screw up the seeds, and if I force one it for the Bills, then it would screw up the seeds as well. So good to have everybody on. Hey, George. Hey, Kit. Hey, I Love Football. Hey, Mitchell. Good to have everybody on. Let's get this one popping again. Sorry I'm a little bit later than the Discord time said. I just wanted to make sure that I got everybody's rosters correct. So how about this, Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy, the final pick in the draft, and he has been really pretty darn good here, furthering the lore of Kyle Shanahan as QB whisperer. So we'll see what he can do here. The rookie out of Iowa State. And of course, Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, those 3 certainly seem to help as well as Kyle Shanahan. He'll go right to run CMC up the middle. McCaffrey in nicely for 6 yards on the first play of the game. Yeah, he really has been. He really has been impressively good. Purdy now, one more inside handoff to run CMC, and this time Puna Ford in the middle of that 3-4 defense for the Seattle Seahawks. Pete Carroll, how about Geno Smith? Gosh, the tale of the 2 quarterbacks in this game. Geno Smith has to be comeback player of the year, right? I mean, he was absolutely sensational for the Seattle. I mean, he broke Russell Wilson's passing records there. I mean, he was just great. They're going to throw 4 yards, and it's going to lose 4 yards rather for Purdy, and Wishnowsky will have to come in to punt. But pretty wild there for Geno Smith, and we'll see him in just a moment here for the Seattle Seahawks. And good on Pete Carroll. Broken tackle on the kick return. Is that Lockett returning to kick it? Maybe. Yeah, Kate, you're right. The CMC trade did look extremely good. Mitchell, it's a rule. It's the NFL rule. So I think a lot of people who are pissed at like Haslam or the Browns, it's like they probably just got a phone call that says, "Hey, NFL here. You can't have a company employee touting his gambling on the internet. Please fire him." So feels like it was a no big deal. Like, maybe Bernie should have known that. Maybe they should have told him that. I guess the money was going to charity, but still, that's betting on the NFL. As they go deep to the right side to Metcalf, and it's going to be swatted away to start the game. So I don't know. It stinks because obviously he's very, pro Cleveland, and just because he doesn't work for the team doesn't mean he's not going to be welcome there. And it's not like they're going to boot him out of their, team events and things like that. He just can't get a paycheck from them, which I get. To me, it was a pretty cut and dry situation, despite some people trying to make it a big, anti-Haslam, anti-organization thing. How about this throw to the right side, and it's going to be snagged down, and we're going to get a roughing the passer to boot on top of it. And that's Dre Greenlaw who roughed the passer as they went up deep. I think that was Laquan Treadwell, the receiver from Geno Smith, as he's back to pass. He'll fire left side short again. He hit his tight end there. Noah Fant came over in the Russell Wilson trade. It is Noah Fant from tight end U from Iowa. Back to pass now. Smith with a drag. He'll take the drag across the middle, and it's Fant again, and he's got the first down, and he does. Jimmy Ward there, the nickelback / safety, right there to bring him to the ground. So again, this 49ers defense very similar to what we had all wanted the Browns defense to look like. 1st and 10 now, inside the 20-yard line. They'll give it up the middle, right up the middle. That's the rookie Kenneth Walker out of Michigan State, and he absolutely gets buried by Fred Warner and company. Maybe if we had Fred Warner, our defense would be as good as theirs. Or you could say Nick Bosa, because we do have a Nick Bosa. We have a Nick Bosa, we just don't have a Fred Warner. Give it up the middle again. This time Walker will try the right side. He'll get a couple of yards to the 15, call it the 14, and now it's a third and long. Hey, Wendell, welcome in. Free Bernie. I missed that part. Pressure coming from Nick Bosa. Again, probably the likely defensive player of the year over. Once again, Miles will probably finish top 2 in that voting. It's been a really good year for Nick Bosa. He's been able to stay healthy. 4th and 2, and they're going to go for it. How about Pete Carroll getting aggressive here? He's going to turn around, give it to the running back. Is that DJ Dallas, and he doesn't get it. We're going to get a blackout here in 49er land. They're going to turn the ball over on downs. First down for the 49ers now. Brock Purdy with trips to the right side. They're going to throw from their own 6. Purdy goes deep to the right side. Unloads. Got a man. Caught. Oh, no. Knocked out of his hands. Deebo Samuel. What a play there by Mike Jackson, the cornerback, at the top of the screen, as it looked like they had Deebo for a deep one. Now they'll go option keeper for Purdy. To the 10, to the 15. He's got a first down, and he'll go down at the 18. How about 12 yards on the keeper from Brock Purdy? Wild decision. That wild Kyle Shanahan. Juszczyk comes into the game now. He'll check across the front. That gives a big block for McCaffrey. He's got the 30, and then he'll shove a man out of the way to the 31 for Christian McCaffrey. Extremely good when healthy. Jonathan Abram, the cast-off former first-round pick of the Raiders. He has found a home here as the starting strong safety again with Jamal Adams injured for the season. And this one's going to be picked. Purdy threw it right to him. Justin Coleman, the corner, is right there. And that one's going to be picked off as the first mistake of the game. Goes towards Justin Purdy's corner, and Purdy throws that one right to him. That's one of the things he's done super well on his real tenure. Watch out, Kenneth Walker breaking tackles to the 15. How about that 21-yard scamper for the Big Ten rookie, Kenneth Walker the third. So bang, bang, bang plays here to start this NFC wildcard game. Smith with a 5-step drop. He'll zip it left side. Tipped away. Could have been picked. Ambry Thomas, the corner, former Michigan Wolverine, got his head around just a little bit late. Otherwise, that maybe gets intercepted, and maybe he's still running. 13 personnel here in now with Walker. Pressure coming, and there's Nick Bosa. And the little bear gets home. Looks like they're going to give Eric Armstead half of that sack as well. But Nick Bosa gets around that right tackle. Oof, just a big old whiff from Lucas, the right tackle. And Nick Bosa's there to bring him to the ground now. Set him back to a 3rd and 16. Hey, John, welcome in. Back to pass now, Gino. He'll go short to DK Metcalf. And they'll pick up just 5, and that'll set up the field goal attempt here for an opportunity to strike the first points. Oh, yeah, Wendell, we talked about it just a little bit before you got on. I mean, again, I don't think it was a Browns decision at all. It's an NFL rule, and he was in fairly blatant violation of it in terms of posting himself on the internet with his $19,000 bet that he placed legally. And won, by the way, when they beat the Commanders, because I think it was just the Browns to win the game, and he placed a $19,000 bet. Again, I think it was for charity, but we're still not allowed to bet on any kind of sports, certainly not on the NFL. And so he was pretty quickly dismissed. Again, feels like a cut and dry thing. Back to pass. Purdy zips it over the middle off the little play action, and he'll find his man, Brandon Ayuk, for a nice strike down the middle to the 44-yard line. First down 49ers after a 17-yard strike. I will say, and again, I love the Browns and I love our colors and I love our jerseys, but there is something pretty iconic about the 49ers colors. That red and gold is just it's top 5 for me. Just beautiful. It's a beautiful looking combination. The reds with the gold pants. You close your eyes, or you squint your eyes, and you see Steve Young, and you see Joe Montana, and you see, they just, the George Seifert teams, and just a good looking jersey combo in my opinion. Purdy right side on the sideline, going to be swatted out of his hands, and they're going to go stalling out now. Okay, John. I will call them that team out west. That team out northwest. Ooh, and into the end zone it will trickle. I'll see what I can do for you there, John. I realize you are our resident Niners fan. I'll do my best here. The team out west. Much like we say the team up north, I think, is what you mean, here in Ohio. Gino, little drag across the middle to DK Metcalf, and he's got a first down to the 34-yard line. The Seahawks, on the other hand, that team out west, on the other hand, their jerseys give me a headache. That neon green is brutal. 2nd and 7 here now as we trickle under 4 minutes to go in the first quarter now. Gino on a 2nd and 7. He'll step back in the pocket. He'll fire left side. He's got Metcalf right at the sticks. They'll say dropped it. Good coverage by Jimmy Ward. And now it's 3rd and 7 here. Levi's Stadium comes to life. Back to pass. He'll zip it deep left side. Tipped and completely undercut was Lockett. Got his legs taken out underneath him. And it'll be incomplete and another punt here as the team out west punts it away here to the team also out west, but not as north. And the 49ers take over at their own 32-yard line. Purdy has an interception here in this quarter. A couple of first down throws. McCaffrey's been good. Trust Shanahan to do the right thing. They're going to go option keeper again, and a broken tackle. Purdy now 3 option keepers. And he's got 20 yards rushing on them. That was Jonathan Abram, the safety, who got up there and in his face. Well, I tried there, John. I tried for you. Here's an option keeper as they put Debo in the backfield. It was a little veer look, and Purdy actually kept it and got the yards needed for a first down. So look at this formation. You got Run CMC and Debo Samuel. He fakes the little veer across the middle to Debo, and then he keeps it himself and gets the first down. That is pretty wild. Here's the same formation. Now they will give it to... Nope, he's going to hold it again as Debo is going to be tackled behind the line, so he'll pick up another 3 yards. What are we watching here? Some triple option football. It's like watching a Navy game or something. 2nd and 7, back to pass. And hit as he throws, but it's still going to be caught by Kittle, and he's going to be taken down for a short gain, actually a loss of 1. I can't complain. The high school that I went to for years ran the triple option. So I've seen it a lot, back to pass. They would throw maybe 1 pass a game, and for some reason it would still always, like the other team would not be ready for it because it just ground them. And they won 2 state championships in the late aughts. 07 and 09, they won the state championship running the flipping triple option because they would just grind you down. The guy would get 2 or 3 yards a gain in the first quarter, 4 to 5 yards in the second quarter, 6 to 7 in the third, and 10 to 15 in the fourth quarter. They just grind them down. It was pretty wild. Here's an option keeper again for Purdy. He's not the fleetest of foot, but he's got 30 yards rushing in the first quarter, and that's going to end the first quarter for us here at Nagy on Sports, our NFC Wildcard Sim. Seahawks at Levi's Stadium here in San Francisco, and it's 3-0 Seahawks again. They were set up by that Brock Purdy interception and then stymied and had to kick that field goal for Myers. Purdy again, pressure, he's going to break the tackle and he'll throw it away. So save some sack yardage, and they're going to go for it. How about this? A little aggressiveness now from the 49ers, and they'll pitch it left side, and I don't know if they're going to get it. They pitched it to McCaffrey, and it just looked a little slow and developing. We know as Browns fans, those pitches, those wide tosses take a long time. Did he get the number that he needed? Somebody's got a first down, and it's the 49ers. They're going to give it to him. They'll give him the spot. Yeah, Wendell, something's going to happen to him. I heard a 2-year bowl ban. I've heard some other things. Who knows? Zip it over the middle, and it's just straight dropped there by Ayuk. So some ugly things happening on both sides of the ball on offense. But ultimately, who knows? And what's Michigan to say, like, okay, what are you going to do? Make us, like, the NCAA has pretty much lost all of their power as a governing body. What are you going to tell us? We can't go to the college football playoff? Like, and he'll throw it into no man's land there as Purdy's now 5 for 12 for 28 yards to start the game. And they're going to have to settle here for Robbie Gould from 52 to tie this one up. Gould's kick is up, and Gould's kick is doink off the right upright. Oh my. Robbie Gould has really settled into one of the best kickers in the league here in San Francisco. He had some famous doinks in Chicago, of course. Little less wind to worry about in San Francisco than there is in Chicago. Back to pass. Gino, right side and out of bounds. He'll throw it away. So an ugly start again, kind of for both teams on offense, or good starts for both teams on defense here. 3-0 is our score. 13:31 to go. Phil Nagy on Sports joining you here. Again, for those who are not on the Discord channel, due to the no contest in Week 17, I was not able to accurately, there was no way for me to force the AFC playoffs to be correct. If I made the Bills win that game, they become the first seed over the Chiefs, which obviously screws up matchups. And if I made the Bengals win, then their matchups got messed up too. So they become the 2 seed, and Baltimore became the 3 seed, and so that those two games both got mixed up. You can actually see them scrolling at the bottom as Baltimore is not playing Buffalo, and Miami is not playing Cincinnati. So what I will do is we'll just let the results of the AFC this weekend play out. I'll force the correct teams to win, even if it's against the wrong team. Now I guess, oh gosh, what happens if, oh no, I hadn't even thought about that. Because, like, the Bills are playing the Ravens, what happens if both the Bills and the Ravens win? Or, like, what if the Dolphins and the Bengals right there, both at the bottom, win? So, let's hope that doesn't happen. Let's hope. I'm not sure, John. I guess I could. I do have a save point back at that point. I could go back and try to play it out to a tie. I'm not sure how that changes things, but as I just said it come out of my mouth, I realized that I could get myself in a lot of hot water because the two teams that are scheduled to play in this game may end up playing. So, yeah, I know what you mean for the Bills-Bengals in Week 17. I could try, but I don't know if that would affect it. That's a good suggestion. Purdy now on a 2nd and 10. Dump it right side. McCaffrey to the 45. He gets hit hard by a couple of Seahawk defenders. Now 3rd and 5. I had to do 2 or 3 other ones this year. There were too many darn ties. Oh, no, you're fine. All good. 4th and 5. Wisnowski's going to punt this one again away. But you're right. I like I said, I do have a save point at Week 17, so I could go. Yeah, and I think that's part of what it was, too, because it was truly on win percentage. Kit's right. So I'm not sure if that would have changed anything. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll run the 3 NFC games here these next 3 days, and then we'll just let the weekend play out, and then, God forbid, 2 of those teams both win. Like if the Dolphins are like right there, the Bills and the Ravens, first, if they were to both win and get to the 2nd round, then I would have to go back and play with it again. So, yeah, again, I still think it was the right thing to do. There's obviously no playbook for that. It's just going to be a first down throw to Lockett up to the 28. The NFL had to do what they had to do. And again, in Ohio, they were giving out lots of sweet free bets. I had a nice, pretty sweet free bet on that game that likely would have cashed because it was going to be a score fest. And, you know, if it was like Burrow getting 300 yards, blah, 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 blah. But anyway, so there's the gambling part of it. There's the, you know, the ad revenue, the ticket revenue, which I think they did end up refunding maybe. I think maybe they refunded the Bengals fans who went. So, again, it was the right thing to do. Somebody nearly dies on the field. You can't just be like, okay, time to play, or let's make it up next week, you know. Maybe if this happened in Week 3 or something, they could maneuver things and get their buys to line up or something, you know. But under the circumstances, it was the best that they could do. But it has had some rippling effects. I was affected. I potentially lost my fantasy league because of it. For instance, there's a little pop pass across the middle of the Lockett, and he's got the first down. things like that, because it was the third and final week of many people's fantasy playoffs, and then different leagues, and people decided to do it in different ways. So very interesting case study. Back to pass now. They'll set up screen left side. Smith kind of floats it over the top to Walker, but it'll be ripped to the ground by Javon Kinlaw, who is waiting there with open arms. Spread him 2 by 2 now. 2nd and 11. Back to pass Smith. Blitz coming, but then Warner stays put. I think maybe he was almost spying him there. Oh, I would think he was staying with Kenneth Walker. But that's a nice strike to the right side. Geno Smith to DK Metcalf. First down, Seahawks now. They are just across the midfield stripe here with 6 to play. Back to pass Smith. Throw it quickly left side. Caught Noah Fant for a short gain of 5. Smith now 15 of 20. He started out, he's had an efficient half, or efficient beginning to the half here. Just haven't been able to really penetrate the deep into 49er territory. And again, they're 3 points coming off of a Brock Purdy interception. Geno floating it right down the seam, and he's got another first down to DK Metcalf. Good coverage there by Charvarius Ward, but DK Metcalf, big-bodied, good hands, very physical specimen, of course. Makes a great catch. Smith, right side, right on the sideline, caught, but then swatted out of his hands. That was Walker and Warner. Warner tackling Walker, knocking that ball out. Full trips to the left side, in a bunch. Float it to the right side, rather. Walker kind of shoves his way through Hufanga, the safety. Talua Hufanga out of Southern Cal, a rookie playing some strong safety back there with Jimmy Ward shifting as more of a nickel corner, nickel safety kind of look. And here's a quick throw over the middle. Is that Eskridge? It is. First down to the 9-yard line. Former top draft pick of theirs, Dwayne Eskridge. Hey, Michael, welcome in. We are doing well. Hope you are as well. Here is a little chuck to the right side, and now it's 2nd and goal from the 3. Walker behind the fullback. And he's not going to get it. He's going to get just one now. A 3rd and goal. What are they going to do? John wants the Niners to get it together. John's our resident Niners fan on the channel, by the way. Give it up the middle to Walker, and I think they got him short. They did. Wow, what a tackle. Nick Bosa had him wrapped up, and then the cavalry came in to help out. Really nice tackle as we reach the 2-minute warning here at Levi's Stadium, and they're going to take the points. Wow, 4th and goal from the 1-inch line, and they're going to take the points. It was an impressive stand, and now it's just 6-0. So there we go. John will take that. Michael also cheering for the Niners for you, with you there, John. 6-0 up, 1:58 to go. Does Purdy have enough time? And do they want to get aggressive enough? I believe that the 49ers do get the second half kick as well. Hey, Mason, welcome in. Yeah, Seattle certainly overachieved. And again, in general, the NFC was a little weaker. You know, they got to, play the Cardinals a couple of times. They got to play, obviously, the Rams, who are not what they were, as well, a couple of times. But yeah, good on Pete Carroll, good on Geno Smith. And you're right, Mason. I think Pete Carroll is one of the better coaches in the league. And they stayed relatively healthy, which also matters. Back to pass. Purdy dancing. Now he'll fire deep to the right side. End zone. Swatted away. Almost picked. Tried to go deep to Ayuk. Purdy now 10 of 20. Trips to the left side. Quickly they throw it wide open. Look at him. Watch out. Samuel. 5. Touchdown. 49ers. Oh, that looked like a Browns level, a Joe Woods level coverage breakdown as Deebo Samuel just on a 9 route from the left side, and Purdy didn't miss him. Wow. Just a beautiful throw and a touchdown for Deebo Samuel, and I think there's another wrinkle in Pete Carroll's face there It's just like that, a 38-second drive. Yeah, I actually tweeted. I tweeted. I was on Twitter today and saw that story about Tua, and I'm worried about his long term. Like, I don't know if he'll ever play football again. Like, when you stack concussions and it takes you this long to recover from them, like, I hope he's got some good, like, life advice happening. Is like, at some point, like, there'll be brain damage that you don't just recover from. And like, I've had, former student, I'm a high school teacher, I've had former students who had like 6 to 8 month concussions, and like, they were just like, you're never playing sports again. Like, I was like, okay. Like, so at some point I'm worried about, yeah, and exactly, Mason. I feel like, because that one's almost picked, but it's going to be grabbed by Fan across the 40, as Gino's going to try to hurry up. And they just do decide to call their first time out. So yeah, he hasn't cleared concussion protocol yet. He may feel totally healthy, but if he can't kick it, then he can't kick it. And then Teddy, I don't know what's going on with Bridgewater, but yeah, it's Skylar Thompson again, the rookie from Kansas State or something like that. So it's going to be an uphill climb for the Dolphins, but at least they're in. There's another quick out route to the tight end Fan. He's got a first down. Not sure why we need to see a 4-yard out route. Thank you, Madden. I can't even X through it. Wild. 1st and 10 now. 32 seconds. Clock runs. Across the middle. Caught again by Fant. Big time run. Big time throw. And now they're going to call their last timeout with 10 seconds left. How about that? A little 2-minute drive. What is it called? I think it's just called, is it just called Concussion, right? That movie? Tell the truth. Tell the truth, right? I think it's just called Concussion, isn't it? So 9-7. So a score fest here. We had 2 field goals and a touchdown in the last minute and 39 seconds of the game. And Purdy will just go ahead and take a knee. So the beautiful touchdown pass from Purdy to Samuel. And then the defense goes too soft, and Gino's able to drive him right down the field. Jason Myers able to add his 3rd field goal of the first half. So here we are, halftime in San Francisco, 9-7 Seahawks. Whoop, I went right through the playoff, but you know what the playoff bracket looks like here in the NFC. I X'd right through it accidentally. Sure, I mean, obviously he's not getting them on purpose, but like but the point is that, if you keep stacking them on top of each other, you're just potentially doing more and more longer term damage. And my hope is that he plans to live a long life after he's done playing football, whether that's this year or in 15 years or 20 years, whatever. You're still going to have more life post-football than he has during football. So at some point, like I said, I just hope that he has good life. I don't know I don't know if he's married, if he has a family. I obviously know he has a younger brother who plays for Maryland, but I just hope that he has some good advice and that he's, somebody's able to say, like, listen, because you've had so many, it's, you for whatever reason you have a higher likelihood of getting them than another person in your situation. It's not like he takes more hits than some other quarterbacks do. So it's, if it's something with the way that his body's developed or something like that. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I'm not nearly smart enough to know. I just know that he's gotten a lot of them, and it takes him a long time to recover, and that's not a good thing. Oh no, were the Bears playing the Bears again, Kit, and I missed it? Oh, John, I see. John was saying, well, we won't see it in those Bears matchups. Well, I think the Bears won because they snuck themselves into the first pick in the draft, and they're going to get a king's ransom for the first pick. I think they would be totally idiotic to trade Justin Fields and try to trade Bryce Young. Bryce Young behind that line will suffer the same fate as Tua. He's too small. His body's too small to take that kind of punishment. pitch it to the right side. Walker, nice blocking, 50, 45 to the 40. Whoa, a little juke move, and he'll step out of bounds to the 37. So nice play to start their half for the Seahawks with the rookie Kenneth Walker out of Michigan State. Yeah, you're right, Rick. That was a brutal hit. I mean, it's a good question, John, asking about Stroud versus Young. Obviously, I'm an Ohio State homer, so I think that Stroud, I think his accuracy is better. He's a little bit more of a traditional pocket passer. I mean, obviously, we saw in the Georgia game, he certainly can extend plays, which you just have to do in today's NFL. So I think that was a good sign. Obviously, Bryce Young's escapability is incredible. He reminds me a lot of Russell Wilson in that capacity. But I think that I think he's going to measure in under 6 feet, and he's just his sleight of frame. Like I don't think that his body is going to hold up to the same punishment that C.J. Stroud's body is. Stroud's a legit 6'3", over 2 bills. Like, I think he's just thick. Or thicker, rather. Not like, 2 C's or a Q, and we're going to get a second one. Are you kidding me? We've now had 2 doinks off of the goalposts. This one from Jason Myers, but same end zone. Interesting. Wild. Another doink. So that's what I said. And again, I think that the Texans have talked themselves into Bryce Young, and I think they're super excited to get him, and so they're mega panicking, which is really funny that they won last week and messed up the first round pick for them, or the number 1 pick for them. So I think they'll go 1-2 in some capacity. And again, I think especially at the combine, when he runs, and again, I don't think he's not Justin Fields, he's not like a 4-4 guy. I think he'll be 4-5. Somebody else had said, like, with his measurables and his traits and stuff, there's like literally the only player to be successful with his measurables is Drew Brees. So it's a 1 out of everybody else sample size, because he doesn't have that blazing speed. Now again, he does have that, so he definitely does have some wiggle and some escapability. So we'll see. So again, if it was the Browns that had the number 1 pick, I would be pounding the table for Stroud over Young personally. I think they're both going to be good players. I'm much more worried about Young's ability to hold up over a 17-game NFL schedule for a decade, especially if he goes to a place like, if Chicago did trade Justin Fields and then draft Bryce Young behind that line, like, Justin Fields is also 6'3" and very muscular, very well built, and he still didn't make it through the whole season. He just got beat up so bad. So anyway, those are my thoughts. Long answer to your short question, as we have gotten another punt now. 9-7, the Seahawks with some momentum, and they still have the lead. I don't know much about Travis Hunter, Michael, only because I can't say that I watched a lot of Jackson State football. I know that he was like the number 1 recruit, and then he ended up going down there. I'm assuming that he entered the portal. Did he follow Dion to Colorado? Or did he transfer somewhere else? Has he gone somewhere else yet? I mean, clearly he's a talented prospect, so we'll be curious to see where he ends up and if he makes a bigger splash there. I can definitely get on board with 49ers Bengals, Kit. Do you think that if Jimmy G gets healthy, they'll go back to Jimmy G, or you think they're riding Purdy all the way till the promised land? That's my biggest question about that, because I feel like the Eagles are going to be a tough team to beat. Zip it across the middle. Beautiful throw to Metcalf. First down to the 48-yard line. Kit wants to ride Brock Purdy. I cannot see Travis Hunter being the number 1 pick. But like again, he's just going to be a true sophomore this year, and I haven't seen him play a down of football to know if he's even elite. I don't know. Has there ever been a cornerback taken number 1? I don't think there's ever been a cornerback taken number 1 overall. I think maybe like 3 is the highest. Like Denzel. I guess Denzel was what, 4? Jeff Okudah was 3, I think, right? If we're speaking to his Buckeyes. I mean, Mason, everybody seems to be in love with Brian Flores right now. I don't know if it's a perceived like attitude. I think people think he's maybe going to be a little bit more of a hard ASS, keep the channel friendly. So I think people are leaning towards him. I know he comes from a base 3-4 background. I don't know what that does for us and how much that changes our personnel and our scheme and different things like that. Sounds like Kit would prefer Schwartz. I think either of them are my two favorites over the Desai guy, over Mayo. But I just like the fact that they acted so quickly. And now another field goal here from Jason Myers, which is up and good. So now we're 12-7. Yeah, Mason, it'll be hard. It'll be hard. Now again, they're in the same boat that like Philadelphia is in. Technically, the Ravens are still in. You know, certainly the Jaguars are in it. The 49ers are in it now. Like, the Bills are not, and the Chiefs are basically the teams that are still riding their quarterbacks on a rookie deal. And so Cincinnati has been able to surround Joe Burrow with really high levels of talent, and they're already talking about they're probably not going to be able to keep T. Higgins, they're probably not going to be able to keep Jesse Bates, they're probably not going to be able to keep Tyler Boyd, like, because they're going to have to pay Burrow, and they're going to have to pay him big. And a lot of that, you know, credit Andrew Berry for being the first one in the division to make the big quarterback money. Now, it may not end up being worth it for Watson if he doesn't get his all-pro game back, but because of the number, now guaranteed or not, because of the number, they set the benchmark in the division, and so Lamar wants that money, Burrow's going to want that money, and it will, you know, some things will have to adjust because of it. So again, Jesse Bates is a popular name to end up in Cleveland. I would love to have Jesse Bates as my JJ3 replacement, as a real free safety. This one's going to be doinked off the back of an offensive lineman and almost picked. Purdy's been under duress for a good chunk of this game. You blame Joe Flacco. Yeah, for seemingly nothing. I mean, he did not get he game managed a Super Bowl win and then got paid for it. And the Ravens have always been that. I mean, they're paying $20 million a year for an off-ball linebacker, which is just something that you don't do. Even though Roquan Smith is really good. Michael wants the Chiefs or the Bills. I mean, I think Chiefs, Bengals, Bills, I think those are probably the three, you know, in some capacity. I think it's got to be one of those three teams. If it's not one of those three teams, I'd be really, really shocked. And, you know, those teams are going to have to play each other as well. What a beautiful punt there for Wisnowski. First and 99.9. Kenneth Walker up the middle to start it. 12-7 here, 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Sort of a ho-hum game here. Appreciate everybody being on. Phil Nagy on Sports, Kit Nagy joining in chats. It's probably still at work, so it's only like 3 o'clock where he's at. So we appreciate him doing that. We really appreciate all of our subscribers. You guys are the best. If you like seeing these NFL Sims on Madden with live original commentary, we would appreciate a subscription as we try to make our way towards 1,000 subscribers. We're at 882, 883, something like that, which is just awesome. So thank you guys. We really appreciate it. And, yeah, we try to have a good time. Back to pass now. Smith over the middle. Little pick route. Eskridge is the beneficiary of it, and he's going to pick up 7. 32 of 41. Did the Seahawks throw it this much? I can't say that I've watched a lot of Seahawks games this year either, but that feels like a lot of pass attempts for Geno. Here's Kenneth again up the middle now. Walker, he'll be shoved down right near the line to gain. 3rd and 1. Yeah, I mean, the Hamlin thing certainly makes the Bills the sweetheart team of America just because of the situation. So I think a lot of people are going to be rooting for them. I know Bills fans and Browns fans kind of have an affinity for each other. We're sort of similarly minded, have had some similar traditions of heartbreak in various ways. And our teams are sort of modeled after each other. We both have like stupidly rabid and sometimes idiotic fan bases. Yeah. So, all of that being said is I don't mind the Bills. As a Browns fan, I don't mind the Bills. Okay, down in San Diego. Beautiful. Fun. Enjoy it. Make sure you go to Ballast Point just for me. Would you go bald? Like, would I shave my head? Is that what you're asking me? Like, if that was the bet, I shave my head and the Browns win the Super Bowl? I mean, if that's what it took, I would gladly go bald. If that's all that's been missing, I would gladly have shaved it. Rick. That would be, I bet if you, now that we can bet here in Ohio in sports legally and safely, if you put in a Jags-Giants Super Bowl, I wonder what kind of return you could get on that. Probably something pretty significant here as we see triple zeros. Time to go to the fourth quarter. Oh yeah, Stone. I forgot. I always forget about Stone. Only because Arrogant Bastard wasn't my jam. Ooh, tipped away, almost picked. Something needs to spark here for your 49ers, John. Need to get something going. Setting up screen, and it's just absolutely going to be swallowed up by Eric Armstead. He was the former #1 recruit in the country when he went to Oregon, Eric Armstead, just a physical freak. And he gets home there, 4th and 33, so they're going to go ahead and punt. There's Ray. McLeod will get it to the 27-yard line. Jimmy G on the sideline in uniform. He's here. He's trying to help his young rookie quarterback get going here. Center Jake Brandell will snap it back. Purdy firing right side. Caught on the sideline by Kittle. That's a good decision. Find that man, George Kittle. Come on, Niners. John wants you to get it together here. Motion coming across the formation and an I formation. So heavy set here with a little 22. They'll just go back to the left side. McCaffrey to the 45, and he's just going to be tripped up by Tanner Muse, the former Clemson Tiger linebacker. Tanner Muse. 1st and 10, though. Yeah, Purdy to Kittle, and then repeat, and then give it to McCaffrey. He'll try the left side out of a pistol, and he'll pick up a couple. They'll say 3 on the play. Just 67 yards rushing so far allowed. Just look at Cody Barton playing some middle linebacker after the injury to Jordan Brooks. 2nd and 7 now. Purdy I formation, back to pass. Heavy protection for him. Now he'll roll to the right. Pressure coming from the backside, and he'll just chuck it away. Got hit, but it was legal. 3rd and 7 here now. Back to pass, Brock Purdy. Pressure coming to get around it. Somebody was holding pressure, and I think they're going to get the first down to Kittle, but I think it's coming back. Out route to Kittle. Took a long time to develop, and there's the hold. Oof, brutal. Brutal, and that's going to be Trent Williams, your all-pro, all-everything left tackle. He's in the 99 club, for Pete's sake, in Madden, and he gets a hold there now, setting up 3rd and 17. Back to pass. They set up screen, and it's going to be knocked away and almost picked off. Oof. That drive started out fairly promising and then stalled hard. Here's Wishnowski again. 49ers are just going to run out of at bats here eventually if they can't get something going, or they're going to need a big defensive spark. Drew Lock talking to Geno Smith. It looks like Bosa's in the zone, though. That can't hurt. Ace formation here, stretch it to the right side. Walker, he's got the corner. Fred Warner's waiting there. Great scrape run down the line there for Fred Warner. Keeps that gain minimum. Just 3. Back to pass again. Bosa getting around, but looked like he was getting held by Charles Lucas. And they're going to zip that thing to the right side. That's going to be a first down throw and catch. And that's DK Metcalf on the receiving end, and Pete Carroll loves it. 12-7, 11 minutes to go in the game. Phil Nagy on sports here. Kit Nagy joining in chat form. Appreciate everybody being on with us now. 2 tight ends to the left side. Zip it on the slant to Metcalf. First down, hit hard by Warner, but he holds on there across midfield, or about to cross midfield, rather. He rolled across midfield. Hey, Jonathan. I don't know what that is, so I'm going to say no. Sorry, I know I've heard it referred to before. Kit will be better able to answer. He's more of a YouTube aficionado than I am. So I don't know what that means, but I don't think that we have it. Up the middle. Nowhere to go for Walker. 3rd and 8 here. 49ers need a big stop. But we appreciate you being on, Jonathan. 3 receivers out in the set. Back to pass. Stowe! He throws a dart to Lockett on the left side, and a first down for the Seahawks. Oh, it's like a money donation thing. I mean, we do not. Yeah, if you want to give us your money, I'm fine with that. But we have not set up any of those things just yet. We've done like some giveaways, but even that was just giving it to a random subscriber that we drew their name out of a hat kind of a thing. Maybe we'll have to look into that here this off season. We usually do get the bulk of our viewership during the non-football seasons. Like when we're simulating future Browns seasons is usually when we get the majority of our audience checking back in with us. So maybe that's something that we can look into. I don't know. But I really don't. Would I like for YouTube to give us some money someday? Yes, because then I can buy Mrs. Nagy on Sports something nice. And they're going to try to run it on 3rd and short. Walker's going to be stymied, so just doing enough. They're going to try another long field goal here. Myers from 50. And this looks like it was wide right. Nope, they're going to say it's good. Okay, well, there we go. This is a big one because it takes the lead to 8. Now 15-7. We are not, Jonathan. We have to have it that we have got way more views than you have to have, but you have to have 1,000 subscribers, and we only have like 880 or something right now. So that's why you'll always hear me shamelessly plugging that sub the channel or log into a different Gmail account and sub the channel from that one too. Hey, Sean, welcome in. All right, 1st and 10 here. 49ers running out of chances now, under 7 to go in the game. Go Browns to you as well, Sean. Hope you're doing well today, my friend. Yeah, and maybe you do. That could be. We maybe have to monetize the channel before we can even go to a super chat kind of a thing as well. So we're looking into it. Like I said, Jonathan, tell your friends. They don't even have to watch. We just want their subscription. Or, log into your wife's Gmail account and subscribe from her account too. I did. I subscribed from my wife's email account. She's never watched a single sim ever. I'm not above it. I'm not trying to buy bots or whatever. But if a singular person subscribes from a couple different email addresses, a couple different Gmail accounts, it's on. That's all fair game in my opinion. All right. Punting this one to the 26-yard line. Lockett. So once again, the Seattle defense really shutting down Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey, and the 49er offense, which again, we don't necessarily think is going to happen. All right, well, I appreciate that, Jonathan. That's cool. I'm glad that all of your friends have subscribed. We do very much appreciate it. We certainly do not take it for granted. Oof, that one looked like it could have been picked. Hufanga tried to jump the route. Fant just got ripped to the ground after the catch, though. 5:15 and counting for Geno. He's thrown the ball all over the yard today. They zip it over short. Now again, most of them are about that far, and that one's going to be another 4-yard gain to Kenneth Walker. 3rd and 1 now. They're going to go pistol here. 4:40 to go. Geno back to pass. Little stunt in the front. Bosa falls to the ground, but Warner swats it out of him. The 50th pass attempt for Geno Smith. And I'm assuming they're going to punt. Oh, just going to bounce into the end zone, too. That could have really put him behind the 8-bar. There he is. Shanahan, and Shanahan you trust, John, and other 49er fans. Michael, if you're still on as well. 15-7, down 8. They got to get a score here now. Purdy rolling, hit as he throws, and it's going to be caught by Kittle, but just for 3 yards as he kind of picked it up off the turf. Yeah, Sean, I think it was inevitable. I think it had to happen. Yes, I agree that I really hope that we nail this hire and that it could be a pretty instant and quick fix. I also think they're going to use the assets that they have to address some of those positions. Again, behind closed doors, I'm going to assume that they were expecting better from their defensive tackle room. They were frankly probably expecting better from Clowney, that opposite of Miles room. Obviously, that like 7,000 linebackers get hurt this year. JJ3 struggled. MJ Emerson's a player, that's a plus. Grant Delpit really starting to become a player, which is a plus. So I think it's an attractive job. I think Kevin's probably a good coach to work for because he takes all of the slings and arrows on himself. He never once threw Joe Woods under the bus, ever. He never once threw a player under the bus, ever, despite what the media would like him to do. So I think he's probably a good coach to coach with. Jim Knowles. I'm not sure if Jim Knowles wants to come to the NFL. I think he likes the college thing. 11 catches for Noah Fant, by the way. 1st and 10 now. 2 minutes to go. They have to score. They've put all of their eggs in this basket. Dump it off to McCaffrey, and Barton will throw him to the ground. Sheesh. Sorry, John. It's not looking good for your boys here. Good news is if they win in real life on Saturday, I'll force win them back to correct. But again, we're sort of a holding pattern until we can figure out what's going on with the AFC. First and 10 now. Purdy zipping a deep cross the middle. Kittle to the 3. He's going to go down at the 2-yard line. They've got a shot to score. Oh boy, here we go. Purdy from the 2-yard line. Right side, right at the goal line. Touchdown. Excuse me as I burp and exclaim. Deebo Samuel, his 2nd of the game. 2 timeouts left if they don't get the onside kick. You got to assume they have to go for 2, right? You have to try to tie. You do. 15-13, and with 2 timeouts, you can't kick it deep and play defense. With 3, you probably could. Purdy right side, caught by Kittle, but then knocked out. He was short anyway. 15-13. Oh my, that might do it. Unless they get the onside kick, which I'm trying to jinx it. We've never seen one in Madden, never. And we will not see one again. The onside kick, 100% of the time, doesn't work. Yeah, Jonathan, there were a lot of things that could have happened. If the best player and the best receiver in the country doesn't get concussed on a targeting that was not targeting, but then targeting and then it wasn't. Any number of things. The dude slips. Ransom just fell down on the one play. There was a lot of things that could have happened. But especially after this weekend when they just absolutely pistol-whipped TCU, it really felt like the real national championship was, 12 days ago or whatever, when the best team beat the second best team by 1 point. And that is going to be the 2nd timeout, so 3rd and 10. So with a 40-second play clock, there could be... If they punt, they'll have a chance to return the punt. They'll have 3 seconds to return the punt. 1 second to return the punt. No, they're going to kick. What are you doing? Oh my gosh, this is the worst choice you can make. Well, I guess if you kick it, the clock will run out in the air. Right? 2, 1. Okay, so the clock runs out midair. I was like, why would you kick the field goal and give it to San Francisco? But they knew the clock would run out while it was in midair. Which is what you were going to have to do if you wanted to try Cade from 70 this weekend in Pittsburgh, by the way. All right, well, Geno Smith and the Seahawks, how do you do? They're going to beat the 49ers here today in our Nagy Sports Wildcard Sim. Purdy, 24 of 40 for 222, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. McCaffrey just 10 for 31. Purdy actually ran better than he did, 10 for 41, which is wild to me. Kittle and Ayuk, 6-5, 5 for McCaffrey, 5 for Deebo, including the 2 touchdowns as well. Defensively speaking, Charvarius Ward, Dre Greenlaw, Warner and Hufanga leading tacklers, 1.5 sacks for Nick Bosa. No turnovers, and that was a big thing for the Seahawks to not turn it over. Geno Smith, 39 of 50 for 337. 23 for 88 for Kenneth Walker. They really fed him. It was 5 field goals. They won on 5 straight field goals. That was it. 11 for Fant, 10 and Buck 12 for Metcalf as well. Leading tackler was Cody Barton. No sacks even, and then just the 1 interception that gave them their first. But how about Jason Myers? 5 for 7. He actually missed 2. Remember, he doinked 1 and was short on 1. But 5 for 7 in the game. He scored all the points, did he, for the Seahawks, 15-13. So, appreciate everybody being on. This one was a fun one. Thank you so much to our subscribers. Again, you guys are the best. And if you haven't had a chance to subscribe or like the video, we would really appreciate it. Jonathan, yes, I could have guessed by your comments as well, but we appreciate you being on, and everybody have a great day. Stay tuned tomorrow. We'll do more NFC playoff action, where we will do, let's take a quick look, either Vikings, Giants, or Buccaneers and Cowboys. We'll do one of those. Oh, I guess we'll do, looks like Vikings and Giants will be tomorrow, so chance to get that game going. So again, you can see how the bracket is all messed up over here, where it's got the Bengals and the Bills flipped, and then if you force win it the other way, then the Bills became the first seed with the bye, and then the Chiefs are here, and it's a big mess. So I'll try to figure it out after the fact for the AFC to get it right for the divisional weekend. So have a great rest of your day, everybody. You guys are the best, and take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Today we will say go 49ers, or excuse me, go Seahawks. Sorry, John. And as always, go Browns.